Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, what's your thoughts after that game tonight?
Well, clearly that's frustrating because, I mean, I think that big portions of that game, we were controlling the play. It looked dangerous, but you know, you can see that we're our own worst enemy. Some of our decision making at times is questionable, especially when you have control of the game. You know, that first 4 or 5 shifts, you know, we had them sealed in there. We give up a shorthanded goal, and just you know, I used a quote in there saying, you know, like we got abundance of talent, just not enough meat and potatoes at times. And I think that's what's frustrating. I think people can see, like, a line like Shaber, Nucci, and Schoon tonight. There was nothing flashy, nothing, not trying too much, but they were by far our best line out there consistently, just from their work ethic. And good things happen when you work hard. You know, that was supposed to be a fundamental building block of the team this year.
What do you feel was Fife's best period tonight?
I don't know. I think that we had just big swaths of good play in all 3 periods. But then we would be, you know, we come down, we have a 1-goal lead, and we take a slap shot 8 feet before the red line and give them an offensive face-off. You know, just, you know, we questionable clearances. I think one time a defenseman just backhanded a puck out in front of Owen. Like, just mistakes that you know, when you're switched on mentally, you're just not making. I think that's the frustrating part, is you have no control over that, and we get on a roll, we're playing good, and then we just seem to switch off sometimes.
In the last thing, it was just over 40 seconds left of the game. So 2 players in the box, 5-on-3. Were you relieved when Fife eventually got that point to take it to overtime?
Well, I think it was crucial that we got a point. I think certainly we deserved a point. Nothing against the Edinburgh Capitals, but if you're trying to claw your way back into you know, an outside chance of a conference race and you lose to the last place team, you know, are you gunning for that conference race, or are you just looking for a playoff spot?
Well, that's it. Where does tonight's result kind of leave Fife's ambitions to take the conference?
Look, there's a lot of hockey in it. I mean, I know that everybody will be looking for me to say, oh, we're still in it, or oh, we're going to throw in the towel. I'm sure there's lots of people out there doing the math. I'm certainly well aware of the math. You know, I'm not overly pleased with the position we found ourselves in. Ultimately, we find ourselves tied for 5th in the league table. And, you know, a lot of what-ifs and maybes, we would have been in a lot better position. But, you know, there's no sense looking backwards. Just for whatever reason, you know, and you try to put your finger on it on a weekly basis. You know, what team's going to come out and compete. You know, we talked about this game against Cardiff last week, a team that's, you know, vying for the championship. We go out there and probably we're unlucky not to get a point out of that game. But tonight, I just feel that we're too slack at times. And, you know, I guess a positive sign is that our power play woke up finally. And, you know, that goes back to the first question you asked me, you know, and we were talking about work ethic. It's not the breakout. It's not the positioning in zone. Anybody out there could see that finally, we had the guy standing in front of the net. Puck goes in, right? And then after that, it's just work ethic on a loose puck. A power play is not a 2-minute break. We should be better than a team. I think personally, over the last 2 weeks or whatever, we're probably, you know, besides the Braehead game, we're probably better 5-on-5. But the power play woke up. They probably got that monkey off their back, which is a great thing. 2 power play goals after going something like 0 for 16 is a relief for all of them, and hopefully we'll see some pucks dropping in.
Edinburgh Capitals bottom of the table, but when they've been hot and cold this season, but when they've been hot, they're a decent team, and they won last night in Dundee, which would have given them a lot of confidence coming to Kirkcaldy tonight.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think There's 6 games in the last 2 days. 4 of them went to overtime. The other 2 were 1-goal games. You know, it's playoff hockey now, because you don't have a league of last season or 2 seasons ago where 2 or 3 teams, or well, not 3 teams, but 2 teams are out of it and they're just mailing in points. Edinburgh still feels that they have a chance to make the playoffs, so they're making a run at it. Certainly helps with a 4-point weekend. You know, and it's just tightening up. So everybody's starting to play playoff hockey, and everybody has something to play for. We just got to be careful on this razor's edge that, you know, on the outside of the conference and, you know, in the middle of the pack, that you don't get complacent and you fight to get as high as a table as possible.
A point game tonight. Can Fife take 2 off Nottingham tomorrow night?
Well, I mean, we've beat them twice already this year. We've competed well against them. You know, I think it's going to take a better effort than tonight. You know, we need to be sharp in all areas. Or, you know, Nottingham's a team that can certainly hurt you. But like I said, we've beat them here in this building once before this year. I don't see why not. They got to come up all the way up from down south, so why not?
Just that. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.